Hello all, this is a video going over keyboard shortcuts for navigational purposes. To get it out of the way, we are here on individual totals, and I had figured a macro that simply selects a cell. In this case, it is the merged cell here. These are the headers to a section of items. So this section we're on now is CRL railings. Next section would be Windows sunshades. When we're doing macro shortcuts, unfortunately, you cannot use numbers. Why? I don't know. You just can't. So in lieu of numbers, I used the letters to the left of the keyboard, Q, W, E, A, S, D, and Z. So these represent the 7 different sections on individual totals. The way you use it is to hold in Control and Shift, then Q, which is 1, to go to the first section, which is storefront curtain wall aluminum doors. W is 2, E, A, S, D, and Z. So that will navigate you up and down to each section. Going to A1, you would hold Control Home. Going to the last cell, you would do Control End. Zooming out, you're holding Control and using the wheel on your mouse. You'll notice that the unused rows and columns are grayed out. If that wasn't the case, you would go to the absolute last one, and it'll be like 1 million and EXY column. It'll be ridiculous. So that's why I did that. So Control Home, I'm going to show you another idea here. So cell navigation, if you just use the up, down, left, right arrow, it'll go one cell. If you hold Control, I can't really explain exactly the way Excel figures this, but it will go to the next section. It takes into account, I don't know exactly, but it's just a quicker way to move around. So instead of going from material to tax, if you use the arrow, if you hold Control and arrow, it'll go to to cost. It'll go to SF1. So in this case, it's going to the next, it's basically just skipping the blank cells. If you're over here, I don't know what it'll do. It'll go to cost for whatever reason. Then it'll go to feet per sausage. So that's just a quicker way to navigate. To demonstrate the setup of each sheet, I'm going to hold Control Home again. Now, using that functionality, there is nothing in column A. There's nothing in row 1. So, using that idea, there's nothing here to interfere with the Control Down keyboard shortcut. So, Control Down will bring you to the leftmost, bottommost cell. Okay? There is no other way to get there that quickly. Once again, to get into this mode, so to speak, End is bottom right, Home is top left, but there's no bottom left. But I worked into each sheet. Control Down will get you there. So once you're over at the corners, you can just do Control Left, Down. Oop, see, that didn't work. So just to demonstrate here, we're on BST. We're on A1, and we're figuring stuff over here. If you want to go to RFQ class, you would do Control Right. So there you are. You're all over to the right. Control Down, you can get over to RFQ CR Lawrence. All right. The other interesting thing here is toggling from one sheet to another. So you can go from BST to individual totals by using the shortcuts that I had figured for individual totals. So say you're on BST right now, and you're kind of going back between final and individual. You're trying to finalize your sheet here. So if you want to go to individual totals and see what material you put in and just make sure everything's correct, you would do Control Shift, I believe, S. There you go. It'll bring you to the CR railings. So you don't even have to be on the individual totals sheet to use the Q, W, E, A, S, T, and Z shortcuts. Furthermore, if you are on BST and you're toggling between that and final, you can use the following shortcut. The start button, which I believe has the Windows insignia on it, it is to the right of control with your left hand. So it is the second most, whatever. It is to the right of the control. So you hold that, Shift and A, and it'll toggle between the current and previous sheet that you're on. Okay. This is potentially not available on an unupdated copy of Office 365, i.e. Excel 365. I do suggest getting that and updating it periodically. It's only, I believe, $100 for like 5 or 6 seats, and it's really a drop in the bucket when it comes down to it. So get your 365 prescription from Microsoft.com. Okay, so the other thing that I wanted to figure, so just realize that from BST you can go right to individual by holding ctrl+shift+S. You can go back to it, start+shift+A. Whoops. And once you click on final, you can toggle back and forth with start, shift, and A. Okay, the other thing, and this is the final thing that I want to show you, is the following. If you're on a dependent drop-down, you can hold Alt and down to open up the drop-down. There it goes. So you can do up and down left, up and down arrows. Enter to enter it. Enter to go to the next one. Alt down to open it. Select. Enter. Alt down. And I believe that is it. Hope I didn't miss anything. Certainly you can go on really the internet and type in Excel shortcuts. I just covered Navigational. There's obviously its typical ones like, Control Copy to copy a cell. Control V to paste it. Thank you very much.